At the time of recording this video, we are just days away from the 4th hero Mac being introduced into the Bazaar. It's a really exciting time to be a Bazaarian, and I was fortunate enough to be given the opportunity to reveal 5 of his cards. So shout out to Tempo for allowing me to do this, and let's jump into it. Now, this first card might look pretty familiar to you, and as of now, it's in-game and it's called Shield Potion. But they've basically reworked this into an entirely new item known as Invulnerability Potion, and it has an effect that we really haven't seen in game yet. Originally, this was a shield potion that had 1 ammo and shielded for a pretty solid amount every 5 seconds. But now it has a 10-second cooldown, and once used, it will make it so that you don't take any damage at all for 1 whole second. It will also get used the first time that you fall below half health. This is a really interesting rework for this item, as there aren't currently any items that stop you from totally taking damage in the game, at least that I can think of. And the fact that it will trigger during the fight, since it triggers whenever you drop below half health, could really save you from one-shot builds or potentially some really quick like weapon spam builds, which is pretty good. Seems like the sort of item that you would want to have at least 2 ammo on, because then it could trigger when you get to half health and potentially at another point within the fight, giving you 2 seconds of invulnerability overall. I think this item would do nicely in a build that is focused on triggering the sandstorm. You could have it in a build with Bottled Tornado, which triggers the sandstorm after 7 seconds, and it also slows 1 item for 3 seconds. And then you could also put a shrinking potion on your board, which reduces your enemy's max health by 10% every time it is used, which is 4 seconds. That could be there to help make sure that the sandstorm kills your enemy first, especially if you're fighting like a high health Pygmalion or something. You also have Memento Mori, which is a very similar item to Invulnerability Potion. The first time you would die each fight, heal for 1 and take no damage for 1 second. So it's essentially Invulnerability Potion, except only upon death. So it could be another way to sort of help you outlast the sandstorm. Then you have an item like Quicksilver, which takes advantage of Mac's new mechanic Transform, which allows an item to turn into another item. So it'll transform into a random small item that you have for the fight. It could potentially turn into another shrinking potion and help whittle down your opponent's health, or it could possibly become another invulnerability potion and give you more invulnerability throughout the fight. I guess a big question I have about taking no damage is, can that stack? If I have 2 invulnerability potions on the board and I drop below half health for the first time, will they both trigger at the same time and give me 2 seconds of no damage, or will they just both give me 1 second of no damage? Seems a little OP for them to stack, but I'm not sure. Then to round out your build, you could add in Potion Distillery, which would give all your potions an additional ammo, and it would haste each of your potions after use. So it would be pretty good with all the potions in your build. Plus it gives you a potion at the start of each day, so it could really help fill out your board if you're missing some potions you want. Then the next item I was given to reveal is Ruby, which is already in the game, and it's totally unchanged from how it works now. It burns for 3 every 10 seconds, but the big thing it does is it gives your other items plus 3 burn. So you would obviously run this in a build with a lot of burn items, and from what we've seen, Mac will have a lot of burn items, so I think it makes sense that this will fit nicely into a lot of different builds. The next item I have is Runic Double Bow, which is another item that you should already be very familiar with if you've been playing the Bazaar, as it's been in the game for a while. It has had a few changes though. Its crit chance is now 100% up from 10%. And I'm assuming it's going to start silver now instead of bronze, since they sent me the silver version of this item. It still has lifesteal and it deals double crit damage, so definitely a decent buff to this item since it now is pretty much guaranteed to crit. And we now know from some of the other reveals that Mac has a decent amount of lifesteal synergy. And this could go really well with an item like Runic Potion, which hastes all your lifesteal items and even gives one of your non-lifesteal weapons lifesteal for that fight. You could also put an item like Mirror next to it and have 2 Runic Bows going at once. If you're running a lifesteal Mac build, Runic Double Bow seems like a decent item to have on your board. And this next item is Sapphire, which is another item you're probably very familiar with, and it's essentially Ruby except it's ice. It has gotten a few changes though. Its cooldown has been increased from 6 seconds to 9 seconds, and it now gives your items plus 1 second of freeze duration rather than half a second. Mac has had a lot of freeze items revealed that this could go nicely with, like Ice Claw, which freezes and gains 20 damage when you freeze, or Frozen Fire, as it freezes all of your enemy's items when you drop below half health, so buffing that could potentially be pretty strong. And this last item I have to reveal is totally new, haven't seen it before, and it's called Sword Cane, which is pretty sick because it's a sword hidden in a cane, which is kind of on brand for Mac too. It does deal 10 damage, but the big thing this item does is that it will burn poison or give you regen based on what item items are adjacent to it, and it has a pretty fast cooldown of only 4 seconds. So if it's next to a regen item, it'll give you 2 regen every 4 seconds. If it's next to a burn item, it'll give you 2 burn every 4 seconds. Or if it's next to a poison, it'll give poison every 2 seconds. And I think this item could be pretty strong considering it can be part of burn, poison, and regen builds. So you could sit an item like Show Globe next to it, which burns for 3 and gives you 3 regeneration every 6 seconds. And now Sword Cane would be doing both burning and regen. So all you would need to do is throw a poison item to the other side of it, and then it's doing all 3. Secret Formula is another item that would probably go really well in a build with Sword Cane, as it gives the item to the left of it burn equal to your regen, and it gives the item to the right of it poison equal to your regen. If you stick a pretty fast item in between Sword Cane and Secret Formula could essentially be giving both Sword Cane and that other item burn or poison. So yeah, I think this will be a pretty strong item. At least I think it'll get a lot of use, and it's just kind of dope to have a Sword Cane, right? And that's all the items I got to reveal. Overall, I think Mac as a character is really cool. His backstory is really cool. If you haven't seen that video on the official Bazaar channel, you should definitely check it out. And the more items I see from him, the more I'm excited to play him. He brings a lot of interesting and new ideas to the game, especially with his transform mechanic, which I'm excited to mess around with. And user Autobrad on the Bazaar subreddit has a Google Doc full of all the revealed Mac items, so shout out to them, and I will link that post in the description below so you can go and check out all of the revealed items for yourselves. Thanks for watching, and if you liked this video, maybe you will like one of my other videos, or possibly the Bazaar talk show Under the Surface that I do with my friend Nunhead32. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.